Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Tips and Bricks Podcast, where we discuss all things Lego and share some of the community's best tips about those bricks we all love. My name is Bethany, my pronouns are she and her, and I am one of the hosts of our podcast. Yay! Today I am joined by our co-host, Evan. Evan, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Back from Denmark. Just had a lovely trip with the Tips and Bricks team. Just got to go to Lego headquarters and see all the
Oh,
beautiful, beautiful things all around Scareback and Billund and Denmark in general. It was lovely.
I loved seeing the pictures. Thank you for letting me live vicariously through you. That was really cool to see. Well, today we are having a very special guest. You may have seen his work without knowing it. Today we welcome former Lego designer and rising YouTube star James May. Welcome to the podcast, James.
Thank you. Hello. It's good to be here.
James, I'm so excited to have you on because I recently discovered your YouTube channel separate from right before we decided we were going to actually have you on the podcast.
Oh,
And
really?
I had seen one of your videos. I was like, oh, this is really interesting. And so then when I learned you were going to be on the podcast, I'm like, oh, this is great. Now I'm gonna watch a bunch of your videos and they're phenomenal. So anyone
Oh, thank
listening
you.
out there, highly recommend.
Yeah, when I told my kids that I was going to be on a podcast with you, because we've watched all your videos as a family, they were like, "Oh, that's amazing, Mom." So if anyone has made it to this part and is curious, you can find James on YouTube as TubeSide. That is the name of your channel, correct?
Yes, tube side.
Well, since this is your first time on our podcast, James, we'd love to ask you a question to get to know you a little better. The Lego hobby can mean many things, from showing at a convention, building a set with a friend, mocking something from your own collection. When thinking about your experience with the Lego hobby, we'd love to know more about your favorite part of the Lego hobby. So, what has been your favorite part of the Lego hobby?
Um, well, obviously, recently it's changed somewhat since I've got more of a professional output of Lego. So it's like going back into the hobby is a little bit difficult. But
Mm.
I would say that just kind of yeah, just getting stuck in and building Lego models is where it's at. Because before I joined the Lego group, I wasn't actually in any sort of fan community or anything. I was just kind of building because I just like building things with Lego bricks. Well, more I liked building things digitally because I was a student living in a small apartment, so didn't have a brick collection. So it was a lot of LDD, and I'm very jealous of people being able to use Studio and Mecha bricks now because the old LDD program was not up to snuff compared to those.
So do you build now with physical bricks or digital or a combination?
Still digital. I don't do so much mocking now. I do have commissions that I do as side hustle thing, and they're all digital.
You're
Okay.
telling me you didn't steal a giant parts collection? Every single day, just take a couple bricks from Lego HQ and then sneak them back.
No. They're
Um,
quite strict about not taking bricks out the building.
Oh, that's interesting. Do you have to work on everything in the actual office then?
Yes, yeah. Nothing if anything has to leave, it's in big kind of covered up boxes so that no one can see the models that
Wow.
future products that you're working on.
Yeah,
Whoa.
you're walking out of Lego HQ, please ignore the giant box I'm holding.
The wonderful magical box of secrets that I'm holding. Don't look at it.
Well, let's just jump right into our first game. I have picked Guess That Set as our first game. So there are a few specific Lego sets I have in mind. I'm going to give each of you clues, and you will do your best to become the first person to guess the set that I'm thinking of. And you all can play along at home and see if you can guess more quickly than our hosts can. Evan, the sound for your buzzer is... And James, the sound for your buzzer is...
Hey!
Perfect. So, are you ready? Oh, I should add, you only get to make one guess per clue, so make your guess count. So, our first set is clue number 1. This set contained 2 palm trees.
Just to clarify, we are versing against each other this time, right?
Yes, not collaboratively.
Oh goodness, I'm going against a Lego designer on guessing sets. I feel like this is a very
Well,
imbalanced.
you say that I'm useless at remembering set names and SKU number. So I'll just be like, oh, is that one from that set? You know the one.
The one with the thingy. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
that one.
So, the clue is, again, this set contained 2 palm trees.
Feels like some pirate thing. I'm gonna guess. Is it Barracuda Bay?
It is not, but that is an excellent guess.
Hey!
I am gonna guess the Paradisa like beach house, the one with the pool.
Ooh, I love that you went all the way back to that one, but it is not that.
That
Excellent
was
guess.
quite the throwback
Yeah,
guess. That's
that is
amazing.
amazing. Clue number 2. This set contained no new molds or prints when it released.
That really stumps me. Does it still have like other prints?
It had, yes. Oh, well, then you don't get to get more sub clues out of me here.
Hey, it's a shared commonwealth of
That's right. I will say it did have recolors.
I'm trying to think if any like Star Wars set has palm trees. Like you're really trying to like throw us
Oh,
a group here.
Okay. Are we ready for clue number 3? Do either of you want to make a guess?
Palm tree. I can only think of pirate sets.
I'm right now envisioning like palm trees popping out of your head going pew, 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 pew.
No, literally.
hey, it's
Could it
not
be like-
BTS Dynamite, is it?
It is.
Oh, whoa. There's a new mold in that.
Oh, what was the new mold?
It's the wig.
Oh,
Yes, the wig.
I mean,
dang it.
for you on the webcam, ta-da.
okay.
Yes, the
That
mid
was new for
part
that
wig.
set.
See, and I completely, because we split minifigures and parts out. So I was like, oh, look, no new parts, not thinking the minifigures because like we count that as a separate. Okay. Well,
Okay.
yes.
It's okay,
I
Bethany.
mean, I still guessed it, and
Yes,
I'm glad
yes.
I did. 'Cause that would be embarrassing if I didn't.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
this is the set that you designed, isn't it?
Yeah. So let me give you the remaining 2 clues. This set has a color palette of yellow, purple, and tan, but isn't a friend set. And number 4, this set makes you want to get up and dance.
The
So
purple would have given it away.
yes.
I would have got it immediately.
So the set was the BTS Dynamite set 21339. And yes, James, I was a little evil in picking it because it is one that you did design. Do you have any fun tidbits you want to share with us about that set besides me getting the mold thing wrong?
Ooh, not off the top of my head. Check out my Cheapside video on BTS Dynamite if you want to know behind the scenes on it.
Yes, perfect. Love it. Yes.
I feel really stupid for not getting this sooner because I just watched this video of yours yesterday. Like not even like 12 hours ago was I watching. And
oh wait, I do have a fun fact, but like, can we like cut to that? But like, I'll let you finish. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say you named some fun facts during that video, like the way that you like incorporated the moving stage into the back, so it was still like part of the set, but then you could also be taken off. I thought that was really clever.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, being they are a pop band, I really wanted to make sure that there was some way of dancing, which is very difficult with minifigures, but we managed to get something in there that showed like, yes, they're dancing, they're singing.
I'm trying to remember. I believe you said that was incorporated also from another set, like a similar movement, or you wanted to.
No, that was
incorporate that
in
into
Wednesday. It was going to have that,
Yes.
because obviously, like the famous TikTok dance. But then that wasn't put in the final set.
Well, that would have been cool. There's a mock opportunity for everyone.
Yes.
Take the set and make it dance. Well, shall we move on to our second guess that set?
You said you had a fun fact.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Yes. So my fun fact is during the lifestyle photo shoots where there's like a model kind of posing, building the model and kind of, like looking at it very intently. In that, one of the models couldn't make it to the set, so they had to get me to model for it, and they put me in some very bright, not like me clothing, and I had to pretend that I was building it with this other person, and that was very weird. My first modeling gig, I guess.
I hope they also gave you the model paycheck too.
I asked, they did not give it.
That is not cool.
Oh man!
It's like, you're a salaried employee, sir.
Oh
I
man.
guess that's fair, but also
yeah.
you're doing 2 jobs now.
I mean, I was there anyway, so like,
Now you make me want to go up and look at the lifestyle photos. I'll have to do that. Go back and look at
You
that.
can watch the video. You actually show the lifestyle photos.
Yeah,
in
I show it in my Cheapside video on it.
Okay. It's been a minute since I saw that one. Well, shall we move on to set number 2?
I really hope it's not a James May design set.
It is. I'll give you this pre-clue. It is not. I just use that as an opening starter. So
I was gonna say I'm gonna be sweeped here.
number 1, this set glows in the dark.
Like the whole set.
Hey!
Yes,
is it
James.
the monkey head skeleton dragon?
It is not that one.
Okay.
Let me clarify it. The whole set, it's not like you walk into a room and it suddenly goes poof, and it's glowing in the dark. Like it has important elements that glow in the dark.
Oh, is it the new Harry Potter Forbidden Forest set?
It is not, but that is an excellent one because
That
that
whole thing does glow in the dark.
Yes, and it was the glow in the dark is used very tastefully through there. but it is not. So you've both given your guesses. Clue 2.
Mhm.
Given the square nature of Lego, this set has a surprising shape.
A circle.
Yes, let me read this one more time since I stuttered partway through. Given the square nature of Lego, this set has a surprising shape. I can see both of your minds, like the wheels are turning.
Is it like some like hidden side set maybe? I'm
Is
thinking
this your guess, Evan?
the dimensions glow in the dark?
Is this your guess, Evan?
I honestly have like no knowledge of like hidden side sets, so I'm just gonna say like the big mansion in Hidden Side.
Would
I
you
think
like
that's
to
what it
make
is.
this your buzz and guess,
Yes.
Evan?
Big mansion thing in Hidden Side. I don't know the name.
It is not, but I appreciate all the effort you went in to ask.
Hey! Is it the Hidden Side Lighthouse?
Ooh, that is another good one. It is not.
I thought that
All
maybe
right.
like the claw that comes out was glow in the dark or something. I don't know.
All right, clue number 3. This set is as beautiful as it is functional, but the inside is way more technical than the outside.
Is it like, is there like an art set that glows?
You want me to say the clue again? This set
Yes,
is
please.
as beautiful as it is functional, but the inside is way more technical than the outside.
Bethany, I'm at such a loss here.
So it's not a normal shape. It has elements that glow in the dark.
Hey! Is it the
Yes.
galaxy map from art? Does that glow
Oh,
in the dark?
that has one piece that glows in the dark. Just
come
one.
on.
So no, it's
Hey,
not
you didn't
that.
say it is. Like, so is it?
It's not. Yes, good point. I'm a terrible game show host. No.
I was gonna say something similar, but I don't think it glows in the dark, which is I'm gonna totally mess up this word. It's like an orrery. How do you say that?
Orrery. Yeah. The amazing the Technic set. Yeah, whenever I say it, I feel like I've got too many R's.
Yeah, you sound like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
I feel like that thing moves around, but I don't think that glows in the dark though.
It doesn't, no.
Okay, so I guess that's not my guess. But
All
I
right.
also don't
Your
have
fourth
anything
clue, and I may give you like a bonus clue after this fourth one if we're still struggling. This was the 40th ideas set. Hey! James.
It's the globe.
It is. It's the world globe.
I remembered last the last round that the name plaques, they're all glow in the dark.
Yeah. So it has all these name plaques that most people don't realize glow in the dark. So these giant 2x4 rounded tiles.
Wow, I had no idea about that. That was very good, James. Wow.
Yeah, excellent job. So the score is 2 to James and 0 for Evan. But that's okay, Evan. You're doing great. Keep it up.
You were a Lego fan.
No, I'm not.
All right, set number 3. Despite this set's 9+ guideline, the techniques are great for any AFL.
Is it the Friends Beach Amusement Park?
No, but that one is like my all-time favorite set.
I know, that's why I guessed it. You love it.
I almost did that one and I was like, refrain.
That's a really good one.
Hey! Is it any Speed Champion set?
Ooh.
Great question. No. Okay.
Well, I use that as my guess number 1.
Oh, you could have named any car and I'd been like, I don't know what you're saying. So in my head, every car is
Ferrari
a speed.
S40.
I'm like, is that a Speed Champion? Clue number 2. This set has optional stickers. Has optional stickers.
I remembered recently seeing a set that had optional stickers and thinking in my head, oh, that's interesting. There's optional stickers. And now I can't remember it, even though I thought it was cool before. Is it?
Are you going to buzz in?
Yeah, I'm going to buzz. I don't know if they're fully optional, but you could place them theoretically differently, I guess, depending on how you want. I'm going to buzz and say Stitch. Buildable Stitch.
Yay! You did it. Yes,
I did it?
Correct. Yes.
I'm literally looking at it right now.
Yes. Well, and I knew James, that you liked Stitch because you referenced having it in the background. So I wanted a character that you both like.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have the Lego one.
Oh,
well, that one's awesome. I love
I know.
Lego.
So here are the other 2 clues. This set contains a character that has only appeared in 3 other sets, one of which is a Brickheads, and this set features a character eating ice cream. So those were the other 2 clues. Evan, you actually reviewed this set.
I did. So I had a slight advantage here. Plus, because it's set, like in my most direct sightline right now. And actually, I don't even have the stickers on it. So that should have been a big giveaway for me.
So why do you not have the stickers on it? I said they're optional because there's like, normally it's like this sticker goes on this tile, but this was a really unique setup for this set.
You know, I don't think I've ever not put stickers on a set up until this one. And it was because I kind of just finished it and liked the overall look of it. I thought it just looked really clean and nice without the stickers. And I think that the fact that it was optional made me suddenly like consider like, oh, is this something I really want to do? And then I decided no.
What are the stickers?
They're like little flowers. Like
Oh, right, yeah.
what's the like that Hawaiian flower? There must be a name for it.
I don't know, but I know what you're talking about.
It's that.
Lei?
That's when you string them all together, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
So
So
close.
and the instructions just tell you, correct me if I'm wrong, Evan, just to put it kind of anywhere you want.
I'm pretty sure, yes. I
Oh,
actually
that's pretty
I
cool.
literally just put away that little like sticker thing. It just like fell out onto the floor yesterday. And I was like, I wonder what I'm gonna ever do with this. And then just put it away again.
I'm gonna use it to win a game. Well,
Well, I'm still behind.
well, we'll fix that here. This last one will be for all the chips on the table. Shall we make it double or nothing?
That seems unfair. Okay, with tying potentially.
Okay, clue number 1. This set looks like a Mario set, but isn't.
Animal Crossing? Is it the tent? Oh, is it James May? He made the tent. Is it that?
Well, I haven't heard anyone buzz in yet, so Evan, you're so excited right now. Evan, what is your guess?
It's the tent. I think it's called Outdoor something. I've actually never played Animal Crossing, but
Bunny's outdoor activities.
yes, I just watched James's great video on that. Another plug. So that one, the one with the tent and the bunny.
Yes. Okay, it is set 77047.
Oh!
Bunny's outdoor
Oh.
activities. That's okay. That was Evan came from behind to get that clue. Shall we say you've both tied in the fairness of all things? Well done. So here are the other 3 clues. This set has as many trees as it does creatures. I was a little nervous about this one because there's 3 trees in the set. Does Bunny count as a character? Because there's a spider,
a butterfly, and Bunny. I've got it behind me. I'm looking at it now. I'd say Bunny's either a character or a creature.
Yeah. So I was that one. I was like,
in the game, like you play as a human.
Oh, okay. See, I haven't played Animal Crossing.
That's interesting that you haven't had humans yet in Animal Crossing sets, have you?
It's because you, the child that buys the set, you're the human that's going into your Animal Crossing world.
That's beautiful.
That's
it is
really
beautiful.
Cool.
That's not really the reason. Well, it kind of is, but it's also, I think part of Animal Crossing is like customizing your character so much, and there's no feasible way to do that in the Lego sets. So, I mean, there's as much customization as they can get into it, but like to have all the different like hairstyles, skin colors, outfits and all that for each set, it just wouldn't live up to what Animal Crossing is all about. So then having everything else customizable, I think, is like they prioritize that.
Oh, I never thought about that, but you're right. You would have your little avatar running around exploring. That's a really interesting point. I do like though that it puts the kid like in the center of the story.
Yeah,
that's cool. I didn't think about that.
I think if you ask them, they'd say that, but like probably come up with after the fact.
Was it intentional to make the Animal Crossing sets kind of Mario style, like live in that same kind of Nintendo world that Lego's devised?
So it's the same kind of like umbrella video game team. So that's what they use as those kind of rounded, like 8x8 and 4x4 plates. But we decided to like smush them all together to make it, actual islands. Sorry, what was the question again?
Oh, just if that was like intentional to have like kind of the language of Nintendo flow through the language of Lego,
yes,
so they're all cohesive.
I guess it was a bit intentional because it is the same team, like just the general video games teams who do the Mario stuff, and they also then start doing the Animal Crossing stuff. So they use a bit of all like the same elements to make it all quite similar, but in a good way. Cohesive, that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's an awesome set too. I love the bunny set. I actually think it's my favorite of all the Animal Crossing
Yes.
And
it's mine too. No,
correct me if I'm wrong. He goes back and forth, correct?
Yes.
And the tree comes apart and there's a hidden surprise inside.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I loved that for under $20, at least here in the US, you could get all of these fun details that were packed in, and you can do the marshmallow. Like I love when the less expensive sets go so hard like that. Like they just pack in the details, and it always makes me happy.
Yeah, like the budget. I mean, the budget was for a $20 set, so it's quite low, I guess. So it's just trying to like get as much play options into that as possible, rather than going for like one like big central thing. It's like lots of little things.
That's
Do
cool.
you have any like grander plans that needed to be like condensed or scrapped?
I think at one point there was going to be like a bridge that kind of went over the waterfall, but that it wasn't that we couldn't afford it. It was we would have preferred to put other cool things in over that, because like the theme of that one of this set is it's like the start of the game, like before you've even got a house. You haven't really built anything. You got a campfire outside, so you can't really like bridges are very expensive in that game. So
Mm.
it wouldn't be likely you'd have a bridge and still have a tent. So
Oh, that
yeah,
makes
we
sense.
scrapped it for like other things. And also let us do like the pole vaulting over the waterfall thing.
So fun. Well, the other two clues that I had were this set released as part of the original wave from a new theme, and this set involves a tent and an aquatic feature. Those were the other two clues. Well done, everyone.
Yeah, good job getting on the first one.
Yeah. Uh,
I had to redeem myself. I mean, after the first two, I had no idea what was going on.
well, thanks for playing Guess That Set with us today. Those listening, let us know if you guessed it faster than Evan or our guest, James May.
Amazing. Okay, so I guess it is time to jump to our question of the week now. And I'm very excited about this one because I think this is a very like general question that we could be talking about that we haven't even addressed on the podcast yet. So this is very exciting for me. Just to preface, every episode we share a burning question about Lego that we're going to answer all together. And so the Lego hobby, it's a wonderful, vast space where you can enjoy so many different themes, objects, places. But for each person, that enjoyment can fall into many different categories. So the question I've prepared this week is, what is the most enjoyable thing to build out of Lego and why? So this could be your favorite thing to mock, this could be your favorite thing to build sets out of, or it could really range to anything at all. So James, when you think of building out of Lego, what is your favorite thing?
So I really want to say robots because I'm a big fan of mechs and super robots and things like that. Like there's a bunch of Gundam behind me. I would say like the thing that I actually enjoy the most building would be like buildings and like houses, things like that. Because there's something so kind of like fundamental to Lego bricks that it is, from the start it was designed to make buildings and structures like that. Also, I feel like with vehicles and things, there's a tendency to you basically build the same thing twice because a model will be mirrored. Like if you build a car, you're building two halves of the same car. Whereas if you're making a building, if you're designing it quite interestingly, you can like go off in all sorts of crazy directions, and then it's a bit more of an interesting build. And then after you build the structure, you can then fill it with things like furniture and stuff on the wall. And I think that's a bit more, that kind of gives you like two stages to the play as well. Which is also why I would say that, working on the Friends team, I got to do a lot of that. So like I would say that was a very fun team to work on because, it was mostly designing buildings and then filling it with cool things.
Now, I know you worked with Andrea's theater.
Yes.
Were there any other buildings that you maybe not necessarily worked on, but like got to see behind the scenes? Because I do love the Friends buildings and houses and structures because they do have so many fun little things inside.
Yeah, so that wave that Andrea's theatre school came in, where it's like they're all kind of off doing learning before going off to like graduating high school or whatever. So there was like that. There was Yacht, the Space Academy, like NASA type place, Animal Hospital, and anyway, so those ones I kind of dabbled in like making sketch models and like early concept models of all of those and all the kind of other concepts that were left on the cutting room floor. And then I got to do a little bit of the first wave of the reboot before I then moved to my next team after that. So that was a lot of buildings. And
this might be a controversial take, but dare I say that Friends is the best theme to design for if you like building buildings, even more so than the modular theme.
Yes.
Why would you say that? I'm curious.
Well, yeah, I mean, what I was saying, building buildings is more fun than other things. Modular buildings, there's a lot of stacking like 1x6 bricks. Whereas like Friends sets, they kind of know the right ratios to make things. So like they'll use like big tall wall elements and things like that to like quickly build up the structure, and then you use like the extra resolution to like put the little details on the inside.
And also there's so much more of them. And I feel like the Heart Lake City that the Friends team has curated is just so rich with so many different programs all throughout.
Yeah.
And it's often kind of has like there's like a little bit of an infusion of like that like Vegas style architecture where it's like both show and tell, where like it'll be like, oh, this is a bakery, let's put a whole croissant like on the set, you know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
really fun, I think, for a Lego designer versus for a modular building, you have to be so realistic with it that I feel like it's still very charming. Don't get me wrong. I love a modular, but I feel like the charm of Friends, if you like building buildings, it just sounds more fun.
I mean, there's also with modulars, there's the pressure of, you know, modulars are quite highly scrutinized by AFOLs. Like it's the event set of the year for them. So you better not mess it up. Whereas like the Friends set, yeah, there's a lot more room to be like creative and explore and do any sort of like silly thing that comes to mind. Like anything that's like fun, just like, yeah, sure, that's great.
That sounds like almost terrifying to be like the designer for a modular, because
I mean, I was never asked to design it, but like if I was asked, I'd say no. Like I don't want that pressure.
That
what
would be a lot of
you
pressure.
do though? What would you make if you could do any modular building? What would be your
I think if I was to do a modular, I'd want to do something more like Ninjago City rather than the quite kind of, I don't know, Europe/American mid-century building. Like I want something that'd be a bit more out there.
That would be fun.
answer?
And
Well,
Friends allows for that, which is nice.
Well, Bethany, we know James's answer is buildings. Do you also share that same love?
I enjoy it. I enjoy watching others build buildings. Like, so if it was just me, I would love build buildings. But my husband loves building them even more than I do, so I almost always default and be like, here you go. You can build the modular. But I've really enjoyed the Friends ones because they've just got such little details. Like I loved putting together the A-frame cabin because it was just packed. Like every shelf had just some sort of little thing on it, and I really loved that.
But your most enjoyable thing to build out of Lego is?
My most enjoyable thing would be probably the sets that involve motion of some kind, which I love making Lego move in some sort of way. So my all-time favorite set so far has been the Friends Beach House because you turn one crank and the whole build starts moving. I really enjoy when you've got those little bit of motion because it just brings life to it. So the orrery, I love. I'm not a huge like, oh, I want to buy this Technic set because like Technic is really hard to take apart. And when I build with instructions, I make so many mistakes. Oh, it was so bad. We were at a adult build night where it was like bring a build and some drinks and we'll all build together. And I was sitting there trying to build and they were just like looking at me like, why are you so slow? And it's because like I make so many mistakes. It's fine. And then they did a competition like minute to win it games and I won every single minute to win it game. And they were like, wait a minute, you're so slow at sets. How come you're good at this? It's like, because I don't have to take it apart. Like, just build it right the first time. So,
well, if you're slow at building sets, may I recommend the Lego Typewriter, where if you make one mistake early on in that, you have to disassemble the whole thing.
Oh.
I just watched your video about that and stating that, and you showed a picture in the YouTube video of someone making that mistake. Do you know, where did you find that?
That was my friend. She, I think she got it for Christmas and was showing me. Was like, oh, this is really difficult. And then it's like, oh no, I can see you made a mistake. It's like,
oh no,
like, do I tell her? Like, oh my gosh.
The typewriter is on my Christmas wish list because I know it's going to retire soon and like it matches the colors of our living room. So I'm like, hey, this is great. I'll put it there. But anytime I build, I always end up with like 1x4 brick or like some critical piece left over. And I'm like, where did this go? Why? And like
this just happened to me yesterday and I like flipped through the instructions. I was building the Sarlacc pit And I forgot that there was like the extra little like minifigure stand that you build for like the 25th anniversary figure. And I like
Oh, yeah.
totally skipped over that page, not thinking. And I ended with like these bricks. I'm like, what the heck? What's going on here? And then I realized, and so I assembled it. But this is actually weird. If someone could tell me that's listening, please DM me or DM the Tips and Bricks account and let me know about this. There is a 2x4 plate that is just left over. It says in the instructions, it says like times one of them right there, but it is not included in the actual minifigure stand.
Oh, that's weird.
Oh,
So where is it supposed to go? I don't know. Right now, it's just sitting on my table. So
it's food for the Sarlacc.
oh yeah. Well, right now I have Boba Fett in there. So
Oh, well, that's fair.
wait.
So yeah, when I was a Lego designer, if we were building a model and we'd end up with pieces left over, we would joke and say it's like, oh yeah, that's you saved money on the budget then. Like, well, if you didn't think you needed it, then like, yeah, that's it saved.
That's fair.
If
Evan,
only that was the case. Just take
Yeah.
off $1 for each.
Yeah.
Evan, what would you say is your favorite thing to build? I think I know, but I'm curious what your answer will be.
Well, now I'm curious what you're curious, my guess will be.
I think, well, I don't know. I don't know if it's just you end up getting these sets or not. I would think botanicals. You really enjoy building those.
Oh, that's interesting. You know, I like the end result of a botanical,
Uh-huh.
but I find their building experience to be a bit hit or miss for me because they can often be very repetitive. And so even though like when they're finished, they're probably my favorite builds overall. My favorite thing to build out of Lego has shifted though, because it was always buildings, always building architecture. I even was one of the probably like very few people that went out and bought that architecture studio set with like all those white bricks, so you can just like build as many buildings as you
That was
want.
such a good set. Like that was very underrated.
Yes, I feel like it's like something that I wish Lego would do more, which is just basically like an 18 plus creator kit box,
Yeah.
which I think is brilliant. But recently, and I want to say within the past, honestly, year, and this is probably because this year has been like the year of the Lego buildable figure. I love
Oh.
these buildable sculptures. Like they feel so much like art pieces, and it's just so cool to see like the limits of where Lego can go. And I found that building Stitch was just so enjoyable. And even though I don't love the end result of the Magic of Disney Mickey, I thought it was so cool to actually be sculpting that figure and building it out. And so I think that is slightly edging it on buildings right now. When I saw the Simba, the big buildable Simba, I'm not very attached to Lion King, but I was like, oh, I kind of want this just for the build experience.
I call that one the UCS Simba, the Ultimate Collector's Simba.
Pretty
Well,
much,
would
yeah.
you get the big Simba? Is that one you would do?
I think no, because just at Scareback, they had it for like 50% off, and I didn't get it, which I think is a big sign. That means that will never happen. But
Yeah.
that's just because I'm not attached to the figure, and it's just like, or to the character. And just to have like a giant Simba.
A giant lion in your house.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Do you guys
I have a
like
cat, so I don't know what she would think of it if like suddenly there was another similar sized cat creature.
Oh.
No tuxedo cat for you?
Oh no, yeah, like definitely not, because like you just swipe it with.
I've seen videos of people filming and their cat has done just that, taken the tuxedo cat Lego build and just shoop, taking it, their cat paws it right off the desk.
Also, the fact that like all of these heads are swappable is incredible. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's intentional or not, but the fact that every single head can be swapped from like Groot to Tuxedo Cat to even like the Eye of Sauron is amazing.
Yeah, was it Jay's Brick blog that like put the
Yes.
cat on top of the
Oh,
Lord of the Rings
there.
tower? Like that was good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, that was amazing.
And then he put the Eye of Sauron onto the tuxedo cat body. Yeah.
I think that's even better.
Absolute hell spawn.
That's amazing. Well, I'm curious, just to like round off the discussion, is there anything that is either of your least favorite things to build?
Is it controversial to say big Star Wars sets?
Not at all. Why? Why is it?
It's just a lot of gray triangles. It's just so many stacking. It's like Technic frame and then gray triangle plates on the outside. And I mean, that is what they look like. So like they've done an amazing job of like recreating what these spaceships look like. So like I blame Lucasfilm rather than the Lego designer. But But yeah, it's just like I really want the UCS Venator, but it's like I don't want to build it.
So the Venator, we actually had one of our Tips and Bricks members, Glenn, build the Venator.
Oh,
And I'm pretty sure, okay, so that was like a little over a year ago now that
I
he had to
remember
build
this.
and review it. He has not done a review since because he said, and I quote, "The Venator killed me." Just having to build, and he loves Star Wars. He loves these types of sets, and he was like, "This was just too much for me." And it like kind of took him out of building Lego sets for a while.
Wow.
Yeah, because he also had to build it in like what 24 to 48 hours to turn the review around. And there's no way it was 24 because that was not humanly possible. So it must have been like 3 or 4 days.
Still,
Yeah, is rough.
Bethany, do you have anything that's your least favorite?
It's not really a set or a theme, it's more of a thing. I hate building plants that are like the ×5 of these, ×32 of these. Like the family tree, I reviewed that one and it was all the branches were all the same. Like after a while, like I didn't even have to look at the instructions. It was just boop, 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 boop. Flip it over, add a few more. But I really I also hate it when I've like built something and then realize it's like build 3 more and you're like, "Argh." So that it's not really a thing per se, but
Bethany, have I got the set to recommend you? It's the Lego Typewriter, where there's like
I'm so,
×10 of like the arms that go up and down, and then there's like
oh,
3 or 4 of those like ×10.
oh dear. Well, maybe I'll give it to my husband for Christmas and be like, here, build this for me. Because we all know that he'll end up fixing it for me anyway.
I don't get a
Yeah.
single one of them wrong.
Yeah, Bethany, you spend like 2 hours painstakingly doing like the ×36 on the typewriter, and then you
Oh,
find out you got them wrong.
oh, that would be awful.
Is that your worst nightmare, Lego building
Yes.
experience?
Yes, and it has happened. To be clear, there have been times where I'm doing like the build 8 of something and I've built it wrong, and then I'm just like, bad words, bad words. So,
But yeah, I built Himeji Castle recently, and at the end of that, it's like, okay, you built the castle, now put in a bunch of plants, and I think it's like ×5 or something on these trees. It's like, you know what? You're getting 1 tree and then you're done. Like,
this is not
can't
a
be bothered with
garden. It is a monument to 1 tree.
it. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much both for sharing your answers to this episode's question of the week. So for those of you that are listening, we'd love to hear your answers for this week's question as well, which is, what is the most enjoyable thing to build out of Lego? So share your answers with us on social media or by joining our Tips and Bricks Discord, and we can't wait to hear from you.
I'll jump into our final part, discussion number 2. Well, we mentioned earlier, and you may have heard from some of our previous discussions, that James was a previous Lego designer. We here at Tips and Bricks both love MOCs and sets. And while Evan and I haven't designed an official Lego set ourselves, we have at times dabbled in making instructions for MOCs. So we wanted to take opportunity of this, James, to ask you about making MOCs and set designing. What do you feel are the positives and negatives of each? Or like, as I like to ask my kids, what do you feel are the highs and lows of both set design and MOC making?
So I guess I'll start off with like the broad differences between the two. I would say that with set design, I mean, if you're on the team that you enjoy, then like you are making what you like, but it's with MOCs, you get to make whatever you want, whatever's in your head, you can just go ahead and make it. Obviously, if you're making models for a multi-billion-dollar company, it's a lot of other people have a say in what you get to design and influence how it looks, etc. So there's that kind of consideration, and then also the kind of challenge of things like it has to stick to a budget. If it's a $20 set, you have to use $20 worth of bricks. It has to be stable. Like if it's a 6+ or like a 6 to 8 year old set, like you have to make sure that a 6-year-old can actually build that. Whereas with MOCs, you can just kind of, as long as it stays in place, you're good. So like holds together with hopes and dreams. Where it's like, no, you have to like lock everything in. You have to make sure it's buildable. Kids can understand it. And one of the things that, well, you mentioned that you made instructions, but yeah, I think like for people that haven't, one thing that's quite interesting is the making things intuitive in a 2D, because like if you're building on the table in front of you, that's quite different from reading it off a abstract 2D isometric view. So being able to design it to have it being written down as instructions, like that's also quite a challenge. So I would say that in all aspects, I'm basically saying that mocking is like the better option, because you get to it's like you have like no restrictions, no like your budgetary restraints or is like, based on your own bank account, I guess, or if you're building digitally, there is no restraints. And yeah, you can make whatever you want, but the seeing something that you've designed or like your team's design and that seeing it on a store shelf, like that is such a like a high, especially for like for a toy designer, seeing it in a shop, kids can buy it. Even better if you see a kid with it in their hand going, wow, I'm going to buy this. Like there's just nothing better than that. Like it's so nice to see that.
That's amazing. And I'm sure the added benefit too of like when you're working on a Lego model of having other top tier designers be able to like weigh in their opinions too and collaborate
Yes.
is, you don't really have that with a mock usually.
Yeah, post that on a forum and it'll just be like, get good.
It's so true.
Get good, truly.
No, yeah, working with the Lego design team, like it is really nice just being able to, like, if you're stuck on a certain thing, there'll be someone in the building who is an expert on that thing, and you can like get help from them. Or just if you're building in like there's kind of like communal building areas, so if you're working on your model, people become, it's like, hey, what are you working on? And then you can talk about it and they'll show you their model, and you kind of give each other like tips on like, oh, why don't you try to do this, or like, oh, I really like what you did with this. And like that, yeah, collaborative nature is really fun as well.
Is there ever any like little like, I want to say like friendly, like competitiveness where it's like, ooh, like this designer just made something really, really good and I want to kind of just like do something to that level, you know?
Nothing, not really, because like I think usually what people are working on is so kind of different. Like if someone's working on a city car and the other person's working on like a friend's house, like there's not really too much to be able to compete with. Or even if it's within the same theme, it's like you got like a Star Wars $15 gray triangle, you got Star Wars $50 gray triangle. Like they're going to be different, fundamentally.
Is that why I
Yeah,
feel like,
there's no real competition, I'd say.
I feel like working on ideas would be probably one of the more fun options then, because it's like constantly changing everything that you can
Yes,
possibly
yeah, that
imagine.
was really nice that it was just like something completely different every time. And I guess it made things a little bit easier that there's not that kind of ideation phase where you have to like come up with what the next wave of sets is going to be, because like get the fans to do it for you.
That's true. And something you said in your video on the typewriter, actually, the set that Bethany needs to buy, is really interesting to me, where you said you almost made the set look too much like a mock, where it was like almost too perfect, like a typewriter, and you almost couldn't even tell it was Lego. And they said to add more, and I quote, like Lego DNA.
Yes.
That I thought was so interesting. Like the fact that they said, oh, you need to have more studs on this. Something that I feel like a lot of like AFOLs might be like, oh, go studless. Like they want like the tiled off smooth look.
I hate the tiled off smooth look. Like having just like a sea of like bare studs does look unfinished, but like having it 100% studless, it's just like, just buy a model kit. Like why are you making this out of Lego bricks? Come on.
There is something impressive about it for some specific elements, but I do agree, especially I just watched your video on the typewriter where you decided to have the back part you probably know better than me what that part of the typewriter is called, the part that you look into, I think.
That you look
The part
into.
that it's
It's
like
not a
the
telescope.
triangular part on the back that you had studded off because it's more textured on the actual. Did I
Oh,
say
you mean the
typewriter?
Polaroid?
I said typewriter, not the set that Bethany is
Yep.
gonna buy. The Polaroid camera.
Yeah.
It's a little different. I was like, why are
Yes.
you looking at typewriters, Evan?
Yeah, like what lens would you be looking through? Anyways, with the Polaroid camera, there's the part on the back that you like look into, like the more
Yes.
triangular part, and you
Mhm.
said that you designed it to have it be more studded because that kind of contrasts nicely with the rest of the smooth tiled off look of the rest of the set.
Yes, yeah, because on the like an actual Polaroid camera, there is that change in surface finish. So it's like this was a great opportunity to like, okay, this is where we can just put all the studs in, and then that makes it look a lot rougher
And
texture,
also
not
like
rougher
Lego.
and looks worse.
Yeah.
But like there was that debate about is this too many bare studs? But like I'm actually like push for like nah, I would want that, as you said, Lego DNA. Like you need to,
Mm.
because otherwise there's not that many opportunities for studs other than those 1x6s along the side.
That's so interesting to me because I feel like with a lot of 18 plus sets, you would think that the challenge would be to have everything smoother and tiled off with Lego, that would be the bigger challenge. But in actuality, it seems like almost the bigger challenge is to make it look like Lego.
Yeah. For instance, the typewriter, you want that kind of like, oh, that's a cool typewriter. Oh wait, that's made of Lego bricks. That's amazing. But if there is no studs on it, then like people aren't gonna have that wow moment that this is made of
Mm.
Lego bricks. They'll just think, oh, it's a typewriter. Oh no, it's a fake typewriter. Oh, that's okay. That's weird. Uh,
Mm.
Bethany, would that be your reaction when you get the set?
When I get the set. I hope to get it, but you guys are killing me. I I like when something is just shy of realistic. So that having that Lego DNA, because I think you said it well, James, that you're showing them, hey, this is Lego and this is how close we can get, as opposed to, oh yeah, it's just a model. I have the globe that sits on my piano, and I'm surprised because the globe is studs out. And I'm surprised how many people will walk into our house and go, wait, is that Lego? And, I think it's really cool when you can have that my mind is blown moment.
yeah. Well, I'm looking at it above me. I've got the Mario question mark block. I'd say that's a really good example as well because that's completely smooth except for the actual question mark that's made with studs, and like that's a really nice way of
Mm.
having that contrast.
Hmm. On Stitch 2, the set, like I said before, is right in front of me. Just the only studs I think you could see are the ones from like Stitch's like chest fur, which it's nice.
Mm,
Like I think you designers do such a good job of thinking of like, let's not just incorporate the Lego DNA by having studs in these random spots. Let's think of actually like where the textural moments would be on the actual object.
yeah, yeah.
I have a follow-up question to the one we started with. How often does the Lego building requirements play into your mind or, interrupt your flow of creativity when designing mocks? So I'm referring to like, yeah, the Lego, I don't know them specifically, but I know that they exist. The rules of stability, the rules of, this is what makes a good design. Does that ever like mess with your creative flow now that you're on this side of things?
When I'm mocking, or
Yeah, when you're making a mock.
yeah, when I'm mocking, I can't go back to spaghetti building anymore. Like like I've like yeah, my brain has been like permanently warped by the model coaches, and yeah, I kind of I mean I'll maybe like intentionally like bend the rules, but like I because I know it's like, oh, I no, I can do better than this. I know I can do better. I
Mm.
will make sure that's like things are locked in, and it's maybe not like mainly in like stability and making sure there's nothing illegal in there.
Oh,
Um,
really? You won't do an illegal technique now?
I would not do. You couldn't make me do an illegal building technique now.
Wow. That's so fascinating that like you would not even like consider like you seem so against like the illegal technique. Would you have done that previously?
Um, Maybe if it didn't like because like some illegal techniques, they're illegal because they like stress the elements and like they could break. So I wouldn't do anything like that, but but things that are a bit more kind of like on the fence, or like you're kind of like delicately placing something there that like isn't technically studded down. Like I would maybe do something like that.
That's fair. Bethany, have you ever had like illegal techniques or like official like Lego stability be on the back of your mind when making a mock, or have you been totally free of all Lego designer thoughts and
Yeah.
issues?
I do think about it. Especially since I like my favorite thing to do when I go to conventions is to show Lego builds that have movement in them. So they're connected up to motors and are running for hours and hours. And because you're having something spinning, jumping, sliding, moving, you need it to be stable. So the rules of stability is always on my mind. I don't think that I've done an illegal technique except for when I've made posts about the illegal techniques and I've had to like wedge the bricks for to take a picture for a demonstration, just because it does hurt the brick. So I think really since joining the team, I've learned a lot more about Lego building, and I don't think that I would, but I do definitely pay attention to I need this to be as stable as possible.
I think the issue of stability is a really interesting one because I think it goes beyond just the finished product also. Because I know for me, building, I've done very few mocks that are actually like physical, but the one that I did to show at the convention was Stitch's spaceship. And
Mm.
I was very confident when I built it in the studio that all the parts connected. But that's very different than when you're actually building it in person and the step-by-step process. And I think what's so like such hats off to Lego designers who have to make sure that at every stage in the construction, the set has to hold together. It can't be like with a
Mm.
Stitch set, it is so sturdy. I could honestly probably throw it to you, and if you caught it, like it would stay together. But my goodness, as I was building it, until I locked like that last piece in, the whole thing would just fall apart. And so, yeah, definitely hats off to people that have to think through the entire process.
Yeah, it's a pain, but obviously it's worth it.
Do you find that your mocks now, like, do you think of stability throughout every step, or is it more now like the finished product?
More like the finished product, but I think like I just intuitively would build things that are more stable. Like I don't think like I'm thinking consciously about it anymore. It's just my building style has been infected by working for them.
I think that's so cool though. I think it's cool to like now have that experience and now go out and be able to like make freely whatever you want. Do you have like mocks in the future that you're really excited to build and like ideas now that are
I've not really got back into mocking yet. I think I mentioned earlier that I'm doing like some commissions for like as a side hustle thing. So like right now my Lego building time is being taken up by that. I guess there is also the thing of, because I'm used to working as a Lego designer. Um, if I then go build a mock, there it's just not the same if it's not going to be on like a store shelf. I don't know.
really?
That's a bit egotistical to say, but I don't know. It's like, especially because if the way that I build is more set, like Lego set style, then
Mm.
it's not going to be as impressive as a lot of like, I don't know, yeah, things you see at Scareback.
That's so funny to me because I find that the mocks I enjoy designing the most are, I mean, obviously not to the same standard, but I like to build something that for me looks like it could be a set or like mostly like
Hmm.
set oriented. Like I love mocks like that. I think that's like so, so cool to be able to design something that looks like a toy, but
Mm.
has like an extra level of thought into it and an extra level of design. And so I think you should build more mocks.
Yeah, I like someday I will get back into it, but right now I just associate it too much with work that it's like,
Mm.
wait, I'm doing work and I'm not getting paid for it. I'm not gonna do that.
That's true. Oh my goodness. So at Scareback, Wes Talbot and Chris Perrin, two Lego designers, built this fire-breathing fortress. And it was like, I want to say 1 meter tall, like 3 feet for Americans. And it was massive, like utterly massive, with like the whole rock work on the bottom was a dragon and
Wow.
like at all different angles. And you had like this like beautiful kind of black towering structure with these red roofs and like dragons coming from all sides and a wizard up top like fighting them. And I thought that was so cool to see that there are designers that are still like, you know what, like the Lego group isn't doing it for me. Like it's not everything. Like I need to still mock here. Like I thought that was funny.
I mean, yeah, like people like him, like they're like a rare breed of like they're like the S tier, like Lego, like eat, sleep, breathe Lego, and so like like if they're not, yeah, making things at work, they're making things at home. And I'm more like I'm more of a toy designer first, and then Lego fan second. So
Mm.
yeah, I like making toys, but it is still like I guess a job to me.
Oh, that's cool though. What other toys have you kind of dabbled with designing?
More talked about like in my previous work and like my current job. I'm yeah making toys like through those is what I mean.
So
That's so
you
fun.
are able to keep your love then having a job with making toys then currently?
Yes, yeah. So yeah, I am currently still a toy designer. Yeah, so I'm working. So I still live in Denmark, because I'm quite settled here. But I'm working for a company in England, and they make like educational toys, but like they sell exclusively to schools. So it's
Mm.
like quite a small company. But yeah, it's nice making. Yeah, it's using more kind of like product design skills rather than like just like Lego building skills.
Well, I love that you're still able to like exercise that passion because I feel
Yeah.
that is really important that people, especially, I know that I can get burnout with Lego at times if I'm having to push for a deadline, and so I always feel for designers who have left because like there is a burnout and a grieving process you go through. So I'm really glad you're able to keep that passion for toys alive.
So it is time for another game. And I'm
Woohoo!
very excited for this one because I haven't played it in a while. And it's, I think, my favorite game that we do on the podcast. So it is Make It, Mod It, Mock It. Just to explain, if you haven't heard before, in this segment, we discuss 3 Lego sets, but there is a catch. We each have to place the sets in 3 separate categories of make, mod, or mock. Make It is a set that we would build and just keep as is. Mod It means that we'd mostly build the set, but we'd want to maybe customize, upgrade, or modify it in some way. And lastly, Mock is a set that we would simply use just for parts in our own collection, or just turn into something completely different altogether. So we'll talk through our rationale for each set. And as always, we want you to play along at home. Let us know if you agree with all of our lists, or if you have your own feelings about what you would make, mod, or mock. So let's start off. The 3 sets that I have for today are actually inspired by you, James. It's a set that you designed, and I'm going to include it as one of the 3 sets. The Sanderson Sisters Cottage from Hocus Pocus. So all 3 sets are going to be 18 plus sets based on the Disney IP. So the first is, of course, the Hocus Pocus Cottage. The second is the pretty similar in terms of Disney house build, 43242 Snow White Cottage. And the third is the most recent 18 plus Disney release as of this recording, which is 21352 Magic of Disney. So just to have a nice little summary of all of them, James, can you first just describe the Hocus Pocus set to our listeners?
So in the movie Hocus Pocus, the Sanderson sisters are these 3 evil witches, and they live in this Salem 1800s cottage. And so it's filled with all sorts of spooky things like cauldrons, brooms, skulls, mysterious potions, and all sorts of scary things.
It's like a very rundown, spooky, woody,
Yes. Yeah, very autumnal themed.
very much. And it's completely closed.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's pretty rare, I feel like, for any really Lego house build to be entirely enclosed.
Me personally, I prefer an open back set 'cause then it's easier to play with. But no, yeah, we were told by the IP partner, make it closed back. So it's like, well, alrighty then. So I kind of made it where it's got these folding doors in the back. So it's still quite easy to just open up and then get your hand in.
That's kind of fun, though. I think that's more fun than a set that just splits open on one side, one that you can really, kind of like the A-frame cabin, right? Like you can kind of just take off parts of it to access the inside. That's very
Yeah.
fun. Well, Bethany, can you please describe the Snow White Cottage to us?
Yes, so the Snow White Cottage is a cottage that you might expect to find in the Bavarian countryside around circa 1550. I'm gonna go real specific. It's like a medieval cottage. It has yellow thatch roofing, and since it is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, it includes all of those minifigs plus the Evil Witch and Prince Charming. There's the house itself, which I'm looking at pictures right now, and I honestly can't tell. It is open back, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you've got the open back play, but you also have a little well. You have the little place where she dies, and then Prince Charming comes and kisses her. And
Dies.
right?
This is a kids movie.
Eternal slumber, which is completely different from dying.
All right. Well, I will clarify. When I saw this as a kid, it traumatized me, and I've never seen it since. The place where she goes, her cryo chamber, where she goes and she sleeps, and then it's got some fun trees.
Both this set and the Hocus Pocus cottage are very similarly priced. The cottage is $230. Snow White cottage is $220. One has 2,316 pieces, the other 2,228. Hocus Pocus cottage has 9 minifigs. Snow White has 10 minifigs. So this is going to be an interesting discussion, I think, between these two to see how we scale these against each other. And so the final set is 21352, Magic of Disney. It's $100. Has 1,103 pieces and 4 minifigures plus Simba. So kind of like 5 characters in a way. This set is honestly, I think, a bit of a mixed bag. I just reviewed this set, and I think that having all these vignettes all together of different magical scenes throughout the course of Disney's, 100-something year history is a very, very cool concept. And there's a giant Mickey, giant sorcerer Mickey in the middle from Fantasia. So like the waves are coming out from either side. And it's quite striking. But there is a but. And it's just that something about Mickey's face, I found, at least while building it, to be a little bit uncanny. And it's a bit of a controversial topic, at least I've seen online, people discussing it. So
Are
yeah.
all of the vignettes for Mickey all attached to each other? So i.e. you could just like pick the whole thing up, or are they like separatable?
Very delicately, I will say. So they have like the whole like back structure, which is the waves, and the waves have Geppetto in it, as well as Lilo, as well as Flounder and Sebastian from The Little Mermaid, and the brooms from Fantasia. Those are all kind of incorporated into the waves. And there's a front section that slots on through Technic, and that has the magical house with Bruno. It has Belle in the Beast's chamber, and then it has the Lion King scene with Simba. And so those two sections of ground and water, they can be separated from each other, but when they're together, it is a little bit difficult to pick up, I will say.
Okay, that helps.
So now that we've learned what all 3 sets we'll be discussing today, we need each of us to make our own personal list. So James, I want you to go first with saying, which set will you make?
Ooh. So I had an order pre-prepared, but after us discussing it right now, like I've now got a different order. So I would say I would make Snow White cottage. I think it's just a very faithful recreation of the cottage from the movie. You get all the characters that you want. You have the cryo chamber. It's I just think it's really nicely made. Has an open back, which I like. Yeah, just no notes. Great set.
I tend to agree with you here. I think that the Snow White cottage is also my make, just because Snow White was one of the first movies I also watched from Disney as a kid. So I think that holds like a near and dear spot in my heart. I used to dress up as Snow White all the time. All pictures of me from like between like 3 and 4 years old is as Snow White in a Snow White costume, including at my birthday party. So I think I just have a near and dear spot with that. But also the set is just gorgeous. I think even if you're just gonna buy it and not have an attachment to Snow White, just the two-door style is really striking and really captured well out of Lego. And I just love how bright it is and how many trees there are that surround the set. The landscaping is really beautiful. It's really my vibe, I think, for a Lego set. Beth, are you similar with us? Are you gonna?
I don't know. I'm stuck. Like James, I thought I knew what I was going to do, but then I'm like, I don't know. Here is my quandary. I love the front of Snow White's house. I love the bright colors of it. I will always gravitate towards a brighter colored thing naturally. But what we wanted to do was put it in a medieval giant table that we're designing. And so I didn't realize it wasn't open back. So I think I'm going to build the Disney Hocus Pocus. Originally, I was
Yes.
going to modify that one to make it open up more, but I think I'm going to go with the Disney Hocus Pocus.
It's a good choice.
This is a great choice. Here's the thing, for me personally, I think that this set is possibly the best set of all three of these. And it's crazy to say, I cannot believe I'm saying that I would mock the set, but for one reason only. One reason only, because I just think that the parts are so good in this. When I look at the Snow White set and I look at the Magic of Disney set, I can't really think of many other things I could like build with this. But I think beyond looking gorgeous, the Sanderson Sisters cottage is just an excellent parts pack for building really any style of building and also just any woodsy creation in general.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I would say that I was going to mock the Sanderson Sisters cottage because, yeah, it is just a good old spooky building kit. I was going to say I would mod it by just like stripping out. You could just make it generic spooky by getting rid of the Hocus Pocus IP stuff. But I think building it from the ground up as something that is your own build would be a more interesting thing to do.
I love so many things about this though. Like I'm like torn almost to switch the Sanderson Sisters cottage with the Snow White cottage just because some of the building techniques on this just look so good. Like the way that you've done the chimney, the light bluish gray into the dark bluish gray is kind of staggered. Is so
Yeah, with the gradient, yeah.
beautiful. It's so well done. And like the way that the deterioration of the house is done is very tasteful. And especially like that one section of the roof is just so cool looking. Like let me just say, I do have this set as a mock, but I would definitely build it first and then like admire it and have it on display for a bit. And then the real reason why I'm mocking it is because my ultimate dream is to build a giant Hogwarts, and this set screams Hogwarts parts.
Ooh.
You would not modify it, you would mock it.
Well, technically, if I'm putting it into Hogwarts, that's an extreme mod. So I don't think that classifies. So then, James, you would mod the Magic of Disney set. What would you do?
Yeah. So that was originally going to be my make one, but the mod, I would say the individual vignettes are very good, but I feel that as a celebration of Disney 100, it seems a bit kind of sporadic as to like what is in there and what isn't in there. So I would want to expand on it. For instance, add Stitch to Lilo and Stitch, add Pinocchio to Pinocchio, things like that. But also there's a few other like Disney 100 sets like the camera and Steamboat Willie, things like that, which I feel like you could make a bigger diorama that more broadly celebrates Disney than what's in this set. But I would probably leave each of the actual vignettes as they are, but build a bigger display base for it.
Oh, that would be awesome. I do think that this set is a good basis for that. I think I even said that in the review that the overall presentation felt a bit sporadic because there was so much going on and it is very compact. For a $100 set, it is quite small. And so I think it felt a little chaotic, but it is such a good starting ground to really just build other things. Like even if you're going to take that and like the Disney Celebration train and take parts from the train and like make more little vignettes for each character, I could see that being really cool too.
Yeah.
Bethany, where do you have the Magic of Disney set on your list?
I have that as a modify. So when I asked you about the removable parts, I think what I would want to do is turn each of these little displays into a minifigure habitat stack and then be able to flesh out the Little Mermaid scene, be able to have a whale coming out of the back for Geppetto, make the brooms move somehow because they're just begging for that. But I feel like I would either do that or turn them into bookends of some kind. When I first saw this, I thought they were like removable, so like you could pose things with them. So I would be modifying this one. And so I would part out Snow White.
I love the idea of making the brooms movable, even adding James your feature in the BTS set of like pushing a button and just having them like kind of swivel and dance.
I was thinking the Chinese festival dragon dance where they move up and down rather than spinning around.
They move, you know, like that.
I love
My
that.
hands were going up and down for those who couldn't see them.
It sounds like all three of us are modding the Magic of Disney set. So I guess there is something to it. I said this in the review also. It's just like a really good foundation. I feel like it's almost there, but maybe not quite. Whereas like the other two sets that we're talking about, the both cottages just like feel like complete, really grounded sets.
I feel like the Disney Hocus Pocus set is much more closer to a modular in terms of quality. You know, it is enclosed on all sides, but the interior is heavily packed with all sorts of Easter eggs and things. Like it is a well lived in cottage. I was hemming and hawing because I like the look of the outside of Snow White's cottage, but as you could tell by me not knowing she didn't die, it's not a story I'm like emotionally tied to. Maybe I'm scarred from it. I don't know. So I would be parting this out and rebuilding a cottage of some other kind.
I like that, Bethany, you're like Snow White is scarier than the scary movie Hocus Pocus.
I've not seen Hocus Pocus either because it's
I'm
not.
also,
I get scared very easy, as you can tell, apparently.
I'm also surprised that you're not traumatized by the forest. Like that's the thing that traumatized me as a kid
Hmm.
when she's like running through and it's just all like these scary faces like contorted into the trees.
In Snow White,
Yeah.
oh yeah, no, I hate that. Like Snow White is one of my top 10 childhood. That and The Little Mermaid, like top
Little
nightmares.
Mermaid.
Watched The Little Mermaid when I had a fever with chickenpox in 3rd grade, and like, when you have a
What
fever,
part? What part of the Mermaid
like
is that scary?
when she shrinks the king down to a little sea urchin, and like in my fevered 8-year-old little mind, I'm like, I'm gonna shrink and die too, and
Well, I really
chickenpox.
hope you did not watch Winnie the Pooh during that time because I think objectively the scariest scene of a children's movie is the heffalumps and woozles in Winnie the Pooh. That is downright terrifying. Disney doesn't do that anymore, and I kind of wish they did because, like,
Cowards.
yeah, children need to be toughened up.
Oh man.
No, I was a wuss as a kid. I'm glad they don't do that anymore.
I think I've only seen Winnie the Pooh like twice, solely because I just cannot get through that scene. Okay, well, I like that we kind of came to a similar conclusion. I don't think this has happened on Make It, Mod It, or Mock It before. So just to quickly go over, I think, James, you and I had the same list, which is
Yep.
we would make the Snow White cottage, we would mod the Magic of Disney, and we would turn the Hocus Pocus set into a mock. And Bethany,
Yes, it was build a Hocus Pocus set, modify the Magic of Disney, and parting out the Snow White to do other things with.
I think for a blog that celebrates parts and for mocking, I think that mock can actually be one of the highest praises that we can give a set, especially because we've had this conversation. There are not many sets you can buy nowadays and actually use to turn it into other things. And so it is really refreshing when there is a set, especially sometimes we've talked about this, those 3-in-1 sets that in theory should be able to be used to turn into like so many other things, but really you can kind of only build those 3 things. I think that's a really high praise for a set.
It does kind of sting as a Lego designer when you read a review that says this is a good parts pack.
Oh.
Really?
Because you put all the time into designing it. It's like, oh yeah, the shame about the set, but the parts are great. It's like, cheers. Or like, it's great for the minifigures. Is the other stinging one. I mean, great for the graphic designers though.
I see what you mean, though. I think if it's like, oh, the set is bad, but the parts are good, that's stinging. But I think that it is really nice to be able to have a set
Oh
that
no, yeah, like
has so much potential.
I would say that with I guess it's a little bit different, but like the Super Robot 3-in-1,
Mhm.
with that, there's so many people online that are like making their own, like whether it's with the same bricks or like building their own, like giving it cool weapons or like making it like beefier and upgrading it. Like it is really cool when you see people use what you designed and they're like inspired to make something better out of it. That's really cool to see.
Yeah, that honestly sounds amazing. I remember there was one designer, I wish now I remembered his name. He designed the ornithopter.
Mike Psyche.
Yes, Mike. He was talking to us during fan media days, and he had such an interesting perspective, I thought, as a Lego designer, saying that he wants everyone that purchases every set he designs to build it and then immediately disassemble it. That he wants all of his sets to be just inspirations for new mocks and new creations to come, which I thought was kind of funny because I was thinking like, what else could you build with these parts from the ornithopter? Like it's so
Yeah,
specific.
I was like a lot of his sets, back in his creative days, like, yeah, definitely. But yeah, the ornithopter, like, that's just like 90% gearbox. Like, come on.
Yeah, I'm sure exactly. I'm sure he does have other sets that are much more universally able to be used, but the ornithopter, I was like, interesting to be saying this while holding one of the unique, specific Lego sets. But yeah, thank you guys for an incredible round of Make It, Mod It, Mock It. And I would love to hear from the audience too, whether you think that we got our opinions right or wrong. I guess there's really no right or wrong with this, but
We're always right.
share with us which sets you want us to make, mod, or mock.
James, Evan, thank you for chatting about the unique positives, challenges, ups, downs, in and outs of mock making and set designing. I can't recommend enough that you guys go look at James May's YouTube page, TubeSide. It is funny, has great pacing, and really brings up things that I hadn't considered as an AFOL. Like, I like watching them multiple times because I feel like I'm constantly learning and laughing. So it is a great thing. So I recommend everybody check that out.
And that's all the time we have for today's episode of the Tips and Bricks podcast. Thank you both so much for being with us today, especially you, James. Do you have any final thoughts or projects you want to discuss with us? I'm actually specifically curious about the future of your YouTube channel because I believe you just recently posted the last set that you designed. There might be more in the future. I think you kind of hinted on that you worked on in some way,
No,
but
after Wednesday, that is it.
so then what's the future of the channel? What can we expect?
Ooh, like what could it be? So I think in the future I'd want to become a part of the Lego affiliate network. Maybe do like reviews, announcements, that kind of fun stuff. But I do have like some ideas for kind of more the AFOL culture and like the lifestyle of being an AFOL and like videos to do with that. And yeah, I've got one that I've filmed but not edited of me interviewing the people over at Brickset. So hopefully I can get my act together and make that, and that'll be out soon.
I was just thinking, such an interesting perspective you have, like throughout this podcast, like having this mindset of both an AFOL and a designer. And it seems like they kind of merge in this really like beautiful way for you. And you're just like really excited to just explore the potential futures of your Lego creating hobby, whether or not that's like YouTube or like building MOCs. I think that's like really awesome.
Well, yeah, I mean, the other thing that I've been doing is doing articles for Brickset, which is about weird quirks of Lego that can really only be answered by people that been on the inside and yeah, as a designer.
A really cool perspective would be if you become a Lego affiliate and receive sets to review to kind of see like your perspective on like what you would have done differently as a designer.
Yeah, I like that. That's one thing that I would like to, yeah, be able to do in reviews. If I do reviews, is I would be able to tell more. Like, oh, there's a lot of people that say like, oh, like maybe like the printing on this is weird, or like this is built weird. What's up with that? Like, I would have like a better understanding of the design decisions that led to that. Not excuse it, but I could give more of like a nuanced take on these sorts of things, or if there was something that was particularly impressive, I can say like, oh, this is actually impressive for X, Y, and Z reasons, other than just, yeah, this looks cool.
Yeah, that's an amazing perspective to have. I feel like really the only, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the only designer turned AFOL I could really think of is Tiago Catarino, who mostly reviews sets, and he does a great job at that. Though I do think it would be really interesting also to see like more Lego designer specific insight.
Yeah, I think that would be a more of a niche thing, whereas like his reviews are quite like broad, like in a good way, like a night, like very accessible. Like whereas mine would be if I was to do from the designer perspective, it'd be a lot more like boring and technical, but like there's boring and technical people out there that would be interested in that kind of thing.
Hey, that's our whole blog.
Yeah.
You're catering to the right people right here. I actually think from the designer's perspective is such like an interesting like catchphrase here. You know what I mean? Like an interesting start to the review, you know? From the designer's perspective.
Yeah, I think I could only do that for so long because like say I do reviews for like 5 years. It's like 5 years since I left the company. It's like, oh, like still clinging on to that, are you?
I don't think so. I think this is something you have with you forever. I think that's what's so cool is that like you're a part of Lego's history more so than most people, you know? And so you have products that even though they'll eventually go off shelves will be in people's homes forever. And that's most people cannot say that. And that's really awesome.
Yeah, true.
We've mentioned a few times about your YouTube channel, but is there any other place where people can connect with you?
These days, I'm still shackled to X, formerly known as Twitter, where my handle is at PoshHammer. I just retweet dumb stuff there. Like I'm not actually particularly, not like I post mocks or like things like that. I just it's the only real social media place I hang out. So yeah, I guess it's mainly YouTube for TubeSide and the Brickset articles, which is called "What's Up with That?" if you're googling it.
So send your best memes to @PoshHammer on Thank you again, James. And to our listeners, be sure to tune in for our next episode. Until then, continue the conversation with us at Tips and Bricks on Instagram and YouTube, and you can join us on Patreon. That link can be found in the podcast description.
And if you enjoyed today's episode, we would really love for you to rate and review us. Please do take the time to do this. It really helps other builders be able to discover our podcast, and we would just love for you to share the joy of Lego with them. Signing off today, I'm Bethany with Evan and James, and I guess I'm going to go buy a typewriter. Happy building, everyone.